পিএইচডি খুবই কম আছে, 2-3 জন। ডক্টর আনিসুর রহমান অনেক আগে উনি ছিলেন, তারপরে এরপরে 2 জন আরো এমআইটি থেকে পিএইচডি করেছে। সো ডক্টর মারি is a young budding economist with a PhD from MIT. She has a great future ahead of us, and আমার মনে হয় Bangladesh will be benefited from her research and her international experience. Right now she's working for the Oxford University. She has huge amount of research করছিল। আমি এখনই দেখছি, I'm sure, she must be spending 20 hours a day doing research. আমার একটা যেটা রিসার্চ প্রথমে যেটা অ্যাট্রাক্ট করলো সেটা হচ্ছে এই যে এটাকে বলছি transnational labor governance. You see, this is related to what is happening with globalization. Okay, অনেকে মনে করেন যে globalization is dead, globalization is dead. I don't believe it. Globalization is irreversible. At worst, যে সিঙ্গাপুরের যে সিনিয়র মিনিস্টার বলছেন, we will continue to have globalization with the world -1. -1 টা কি এটা আপনারা বুঝতে পারেন। So globalization will continue, এবং গ্লোবালাইজেশনের যে একটা বড় আইটেম আছে সেটা হচ্ছে সাপ্লাই চেইন as the sort of complement to globalization. তো এই সাপ্লাই চেইন ডেভেলপমেন্টে এখানে যে একটা নতুন আইডিয়া যেটা আমি দেখলাম ডক্টর মারিনের রিসার্চে, লেবার গভর্নেন্সটা, মানে সাপ্লাই চেইন মানে you have multiple countries within which value addition is taking place, and you trade in value added, you trade in finished products as well as intermediate products. So এখানে কিন্তু শুধু ডোমেস্টিক ন্যাশনাল লেবার গভর্নেন্সের কথা বলছে না, বাট ট্রান্সন্যাশনাল লেবার গভর্নেন্স, মানে সাপ্লাই চেইন যদি এফেক্টিভলি চলতে হয় in a globalized trading environment, trading and investment environment. So she's looking at what kind of labor governance would be required for an effective value chain integration. And the fact of the matter is, in the past 25 years, trade in intermediate goods, trade in value added, that has been rising very fast. এবং এই যে গ্লোবালাইজেশন স্লো ডাউন হচ্ছে তাতেও কিন্তু এই সাপ্লাই চেইন ইন্টিগ্রেশন is a common whatever data we have. So I'd like to just say that we really have a very promising rising young economist, and actually Bangladesh's future is with the young people, with the youth. Our average median age is, I think, 27. So Bangladesh is a young country, and it's the young people who will determine Bangladesh's future. Dr. Marin Khan will certainly be one of them.
Assalamu alaikum shabaike, shubha aparanno. Thank you to the Millennium University for letting me be the guest speaker at today's event. It's a very important and critical event. And unfortunately, I think probably I'm mainly only qualified to talk about the economy. And thank you, Dr. Sattar, for a very generous introduction, generous and long introduction. I hope I can live up to your expectations. And thank you most importantly for giving us a broad macroeconomics overview of our country and how it relates to the current political economy. But right now, I'm going to actually bring you down one level. I'm going to talk about governance and human capital, Manav Sampad. And I'm going to tell you why it is critical to think about the people if we want to think about political economy, if we want to think about governance, and we want to think about economic stability for Bangladesh as we move forward. And this is important because we have to remember governance, we must not confuse governance with government. Governance is a much bigger concept. Governance is about labor governance. Governance is about governing data security, IT, and AI. It's about governing our private sector, and it's also about our public sector. So when we think about governance, we must go beyond thinking about just our government. And this is why we need to think about human capital, which is our workers. And thank you. We have a very critical person who is working day to day in the work of human capital here. So thank you, Mr. Mashu, for also being here, and you can hopefully give us some critical feedback on some of these issues. So Dr. Sattar has already given us an overview of Bangladesh's economy. We are really at a critical juncture today. We are at the cusp of becoming a middle-income country. We are blessed, I will say, with a very large population, officially at least 175 million, but probably a lot more. This is a blessing because these people are our asset.